Module 2 of the New York State AmeriCorps New Project Director Training will help you to determine eligibility and build member files with the required documentation. We encourage you to return to this module regularly and to utilize it as a refresher as you continue enrollment and management of current files. Let's get started.
Module 2 is broken up into 5 sections, and the first section of Module 2 is 1. Who can be an AmeriCorps member? The first step for building a member file is to determine who is eligible to serve in AmeriCorps. To determine eligibility, the following criteria must be met. Individuals must be U.S. citizens, U.S. nationals, or lawful permanent resident aliens of the United States in possession of a green card. Individuals must be at least 17 years old. There is an exception. Certain youth who are only 16 years old may be eligible to serve if they are out of school and participating in a youth corps or a program for disadvantaged individuals. Individuals must have a high school diploma or GED or agree to obtain one by the end of the service year. Finally, to serve in AmeriCorps, applicants must undergo a thorough criminal background investigation. You'll learn more about this process later in this training. Next, we'll discuss how to keep track of all the documents that are required for each member. In addition to documenting the citizenship or lawful permanent resident alien status of each AmeriCorps member that you enroll, you will also need to verify an applicant's citizenship through the CNCS Identity and Citizenship Verification process in the eGrants portal. If the individual's information cannot be verified by the Social Security Administration, your program will receive an email with instructions on how to obtain copies of required documentation for that member's file. Here are some of the documents that can be used as primary documentation of U.S. citizenship. A U.S. passport issued to an individual as a U.S. citizen. New York State Enhanced Driver's License. A birth certificate showing the individual was born in one of the 50 U.S. states. Certificate of Birth Foreign Service, Form SF-545. Immigration and Naturalization Service, INS, Certificate of Naturalization, N550 or N570. Report of birth abroad of a citizen of the United States. U.S. Department of State Form SF-240. Certificate of Report of Birth, Form DS-1350. INS Certificate of Citizenship, N560 or N561. When members are not U.S. citizens, you can use these documents to demonstrate that the individual is a lawful permanent resident alien. Permanent resident card or green card or alien registration receipt card, INS Form I-551. A passport indicating INS approval as temporary evidence of lawful admission for permanent residence. A departure record, INS Form I-94, indicating lawful admission for residents. These documents cannot be used to document a member's eligibility. I-9 form, Social Security card, non-enhanced driver's license. After you've determined an applicant is eligible to serve in AmeriCorps, you'll have to build their member file to keep track of all their documents. As a helpful rule, remember, if it's not documented, it didn't happen. The Commission recommends that all AmeriCorps members' files be maintained in one secure location. So what documents go into a member file? In addition to proof of eligibility, which we have just discussed, each member's file must contain the following information. Documentation of enrollment. Number of hours the member will be expected to serve. This must be included in the member contract. Number of hours the member has served to date. This must be documented on the member's timesheet. And finally, when members complete their term of service, you will need to include documentation that they completed their service term. Now that we've gone over the types of documents that you'll need, let's talk about some of the requirements for enrolling members. First, since 2015, members are required to complete all enrollment forms in the eGrants portal. All forms must be approved by the sub-grantee organization in the portal within 5 days of the start of service. Once members are enrolled in AmeriCorps, they must sign an AmeriCorps member contract, sometimes referred to as a Member Service Agreement or MSA. Each New York State AmeriCorps Programs member contract must be based on the New York State AmeriCorps contract template, available at www.newyorkersvolunteer.ny.gov. Additionally, all programs must use the New York State Member Position Description template, and if utilizing host sites for their program, the New York State Host Site template. Furthermore, the contract must include the following information: minimum service hours and other requirements necessary for successfully completing the member's AmeriCorps term of service, amount of the member's education award, standard AmeriCorps conduct, including prohibited and unallowable activities. The member contract must also include an outline of the following. Include prohibited and unallowable activities, requirements under the Drug-Free Workplace Act, suspension and termination rules, circumstances under which an AmeriCorps member may be released for cause, grievance procedures. Grantees must use New York State template contract. Program staff should not change any language in the AmeriCorps member contract template, but must enter program-specific information where indicated. This concludes the informational portion of Module 2 of this training course.